He was not born in a palace. He was not handed a crown. Yet from an island no one feared, rose a man every empire would come to fear. He fought not just to win battles, but to reshape the world. This is the journey of Napoleon Bonaparte, the strategist, the reformer, the emperor. Napoleon Bonaparte was born on August 15, 1769, in Ajaccio, Corsica, only months after France had claimed the island. His family was noble, but poor. He spoke Corsican and Italian, not French. At the age of 9, he was sent to military school in France, where he was mocked for his accent, but recognized for his sharp mind. There, he began studying the great generals of history, quietly preparing for the world he would one day change. In 1793, amidst the flames of the French Revolution, Napoleon saw his first chance to rise. At just 24 years old, he led the charge to retake the city of Toulon from royalist forces. The victory earned him national attention. 2 years later, in 1795, he stopped an uprising in Paris by firing cannons into the crowd, a brutal but decisive act. The government rewarded him with command of the Army of Italy. What followed was a brilliant campaign that crushed Austria's influence in northern Italy, led by a man still in his 20s. In 1798, Napoleon launched an ambitious expedition to Egypt. He sought to strike at British trade and bring Eastern glory to France. Though he won battles, the campaign faltered. His fleet was destroyed, and disease ravaged his troops. Yet when he returned to France in 1799, he found the government collapsing under its own weight. He staged a coup d'etat, overthrew the Directory, and made himself first consul of the Republic. The revolution was over. Napoleon was in control. In 1804, inside the Grand Cathedral of Notre Dame, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of the French. The act sent a message. His authority came not from God or lineage, but from himself. He reformed education, centralized the government, and created the Napoleonic Code, laws that still influence nations today. But with power came enemies. Britain, Austria, Russia, all prepared for war. Napoleon did not back down. He moved first. At Austerlitz in 1805, Napoleon delivered a masterpiece of military deception, defeating Russia and Austria in one day. He redrew the map of Europe. He installed his brothers as kings in Italy, Spain, Holland, spreading his dynasty across the continent. But war is a storm that feeds itself. The more Napoleon conquered, the more resistance he faced. In 1808, Spain rose against French occupation, and in 1812, he made his fatal decision to invade Russia. Napoleon marched into Russia with over 600,000 men. He captured Moscow, but the Russians had burned it to the ground. There was no shelter, no supplies. Winter came. Disease and starvation destroyed his army. Less than 100,000 returned. It was the beginning of the end. In 1814, the Allies entered Paris. Napoleon abdicated and was exiled to the island of Elba, but he escaped a year later. Returning to France, he gathered an army. The people, still loyal, followed. His final campaign lasted 100 days. Then came Waterloo, June 18, 1815. The British and Prussians combined forces to bring him down. Napoleon was defeated. This time, there would be no return. He was exiled to St. Helena, a distant island in the South Atlantic. There, in isolation, he died in 1821, aged 51. Napoleon's empire fell, but his legacy remained. The Napoleonic Code still studied. The idea that talent, not blood, should lead. He was a conqueror, a lawgiver, a visionary, a tyrant, a single man who for a time made the world orbit around him.